Hello, thanks for joining us for Bible Bits, Confessions, and Convictions. Well, finally we got some rain out there about 11 p.m. It's now 82 and raining hard, but it was usually 100 mostly and humid all day. But today a thought came to me. I was reading about Balaam in Numbers, and I believe, let's see, subsequent chapters we find out what happens to him in chapter 31, but in chapter 26, King Balak calls upon him to curse Israel 3 times. Well, 3 times, God puts words in his mouth to bless Israel. In fact, God didn't want him to go in the first place, but Balaam was a pretty stubborn guy, and his donkey saved his life by talking to him. Now, what's more amazing is Balaam talked back to the donkey. But here's the thought. They knew that Balaam spoke with God, and Balaam looked like a traditional religious Jew that honored God. And think about this in today's circumstances. People can be used of God, people can speak for God, and yet their heart can be wrong, and their life can be wrong. Because ultimately, in the end, it wasn't too good for Balaam. Now, 3 times he did obey, 3 times he did bless Israel. See, he really did want, because what was it, King Balak, was offering him riches and money, and they just curse these people, saying, "Come in and invade us and take over our land." And all he could say is, "Well, I can't stand, and if God puts it in my mouth, I can't speak differently," and that's true. And so he obeyed God, and he went and he did the right things for those 3 times. But he also gave King Balak some advice that wound up doing Israel in, and wound up eventually doing Balaam in and Balak, because he told them, well, if you really don't want these people to follow God and be blessed, have them mix with the people of the land, and it's okay. Take whatever wife, whore, fornicate, adultery, live it up, have some sex with these people. And that's the advice he gave. And that's pretty strong. It's a pretty strong thing when you have your women entice the men. Most men don't stand up too well to that. In fact, very few do. And it's unfortunate because, we are programmed to respond, but that doesn't mean we should respond every time. This is why, like with Joseph, he didn't even consider sinning with Potiphar's wife, because he had already played this out in his mind ahead of time. And so, here's what I think, as Balaam spoke, he acted on God, but it was under the microscope. But when he was left idle, he did as his heart desired, and he did get rewarded, but he also succumbed to the greed, and eventually in chapter 31, Aaron's son, Phineas, I believe, had to spear him and really stopped the plague on the land of Israel, and so killed him, killed Balak, and that ended it. So when God says to do something, do it, and don't turn back, kind of like Lot's wife, because it doesn't wind up too good. Well, that's it for tonight. May the Lord bless and keep you. I look forward to seeing you next time. God bless.